Welcome to Chef Boy Magic, Episode 1. Today, I'm making some Brussels sprouts with ribeye steak and glazed tournée potatoes. I've already cut the stems off most of these Brussels sprouts, but I'm just going to show you, this is the part that's been in the ground. So before you even start, you want to cut off this bottom part right here. Not too much, or you'll get off some of the leaf. Alright, I'm going to throw that away. So, before you even put Brussels sprouts in a pan, you want to blanch them first. Blanching is basically half cooking something before you cook it the rest of the way. So what I'm going to do is, since Brussels sprouts grow above ground, you need to put them in boiling water already. If they grow below ground, then the water, you need to put them in water and then heat the water to boiling. So I'm just going to pour all these in here. There we go. There we go. And I'm going to basically boil them until they get nice and tender. And then they'll be blanched, because I'm going to saute them later. Alright, so while that's going, I'm going to get my steak ready to go. Alright. I have some steaks that I've marinated in Worcestershire sauce. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sear them first, and I'm going to pretty much throw them in the oven. Alright. And then from the grease from the steak, I'm going to make the Brussels sprouts. So I'm just going to put these on there. Okay. Now I'm using olive oil, which is usually not done. Usually it's maybe some vegetable oil or sunflower oil, because olive oil has a very strong olive flavor. But you can use it on things like this as long as you're very careful. You don't want to use too much. Alright, this marinade is pretty much done. If I use it in the pan, it'll burn. So I'm going to put them on high heat to sear them, and then I'm going to roast them in the oven to finish them cooking. If I leave them on the oven, then they'll just get really tough. Okay. Now they're not quite cooking fast enough, so I'm going to turn it up a little. Alright? Because I don't want them to braise. Braise is when you pretty much have them half covered with liquid. Matter of fact, I'm going to pour a little bit of this off. So they can really sear. Alright? Now I'm going to do the potatoes. Alright, tournée is a special cut, usually used for potatoes, sometimes carrots. It's a 7-sided, football-shaped type cut. It's one of the hardest cuts to master. And right now I'm going to cook these potatoes. So, first, you cut the potato in half. Alright? Then you cut it in fourths. Alright? Now they're in fourths. Now I'm going to go in my napkin. I'm going to grab a tournée knife. This is a knife specifically used for tournée. I'm going to check on my steak here. Almost ready. I'm going to pour off a little more liquid. Alright, I really want them to get a nice brown on them. Okay. I'm going to check on my Brussels sprouts a little. See if they're tender. And they are. Now, a big mistake a lot of people make is pretty much overcooking or over blanching their Brussels sprouts. So, I'm not going to use that. I'm going to take this fork and basically just kind of pinch them out. Split my steak here. See that? Getting a nice brown on it. By the time I take them out of the oven, it'll be even more brown. There we go. Now I'm going to finish with these Brussels sprouts. But make sure you drain off as much water as you can. You don't have to worry about the stray leaves in here, just mainly the buds is what you want to worry about. And try to leave the water. It's not going to do much good. You want, whatever you saute, you want it to be as dry as possible. And that should be about the last of it. Alright. I'm going to put these over here for now. Alright, now my steak is pretty much ready to be thrown in the oven. I'm going to turn this off. And I'm going to set my timer for about 30 minutes. Alright. Sorry. Okay. Now I'm going to put a little bit of butter on each steak for a nice finish on it. Give it a little bite. Throw them all in the oven. Let me position that a little better. There we go. Alright. And we got that set. Now we're going to work on these potatoes. Alright. Basically, when you tornado a potato, you go kind of from the middle and you go down in a curve. Just like this. Alright? And you kind of try to keep it going. Alright? 7 sides is what you're looking for. Actually, you can really just cut off this tip right here. And I'm at 2. Alright? So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just going to kind of clean it up a little bit.